Hi all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing first impressions on all those really cool products I got in my huge Ulta haul. If y'all haven't checked that out, then go ahead and check that video out. But let's go ahead and get started. I will say, because I got so many products, I did go ahead and try out a couple things because I got a couple blushes. I can't really try on 2 different blushes. And I got a couple foundations and lips, and I couldn't do that, so I did really want to try out some of the new stuff because I had all this new stuff, but I wanted to try it out on camera for y'all first. But a couple of things I did try out, but I'll have, I have this blush I'm going to tell you about, but I have another blush I'll be doing a first impression on. The first blush that I already tried on is this Dallas blush, and if you remember in the video on the haul, I told you it's kind of plain looking, you know. It doesn't look like much of anything, but it's really beautiful. I really love it a lot. It's just got this really pretty undertone to it, even for fair skin, and it's just really beautiful. So I like this a lot. The next one is this L'Oreal Infallible. It's the Pro Matte one, which I told you I was a little scared about, but I really wanted something full coverage. This is full coverage. I put it on the back of my hand because I squeezed it out because I wanted to mix it. I mixed it with the Smashbox primerizer, which is a tip from one of the people at Ulta, and it helps a lot. But it's very full coverage, and it lasted all day. I put it on in the morning and I didn't take it off until around 11 or midnight at night, and it was just really great. I will say at the end of the day it did feel a little bit drying. I mean, it is a matte foundation, but I'd just say really I went in with a moisturizer. I probably should have went with a little bit more moisturizer, but then definitely go in with something like this as a primer, and then I mix it in. You got to do a little bit of effort if you have really dry skin like me, but it was worth it. It was really flawless looking, and it was really full coverage, which is what I wanted it for. So I would say that is a really great one too. And last but not least is one of these lip paints that I tried. I didn't like this, not because of the actual lip paint. As y'all know, before I told you that I had just swatched them just to look at the colors once I got home, of course, because I couldn't really do it in the store. You can't do that with drugstore products. But it wasn't really the product. I wish it was a liquid lipstick. For some reason, I got the wrong impression on it, but it's more like a really pigmented gloss. But this one I just wasn't a fan of. I'm not going to swatch it because it does kind of leave a stain behind, which is nice, but it's just not my color. I don't know if you can tell. It's pretty much exactly what the packaging looks like. I should have known. That's kind of my own fault. The actual product is really good, just the color isn't right for me. It's just really vampy, and it's also not good, these bolder colors, because it's a gloss. They kind of go outside your lip line, and it's just kind of messy. It's something you have to keep up with constantly. You might not even want to use this. You might want to use a lip pencil, or a lip brush, to just do it so precisely. But the other one I got, I haven't tried it yet, but I think it'll be better because it's more of a neutral shade, so we'll see. But that's just my feelings on that. The product is good, but I think maybe these darker colors you're gonna want to be careful with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on the actual first impression of these other products I haven't tried yet. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair back. I just curled it. Okay, now that I look all funky. Let's go ahead and start off with eyes. I do not have a new eye primer, so I'm just going to go in with my regular primer potion. For my eyes, also if y'all see me looking up, it's because I'm looking into my mirror, so it might look kind of weird, but next I'm going to be using the Tartelette palette. This is the original Tartelette palette, so I'm excited about this. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's got really cool tone. It's all matte, and they're just kind of purpley mauvey cool tone, so I'm excited about that. I actually washed my brushes for this video. See, they are white again. Okay, so I think, well, first of all, I'm going to set down my primer with this shade right here. Oh, that's cool. It's called Super Mom. That's really cool. So far I like the powders and stuff like that. They seem pretty consistent with the newer palettes too, where it's a really nice formula. It kind of glided over my primer really well, so that's nice. Okay, next I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here first. It's called Force of Nature. All their names are really empowering names. You probably can't even see that on my lid. It's just kind of a transition shade, but let's go ahead and work it up. I'm going to go in with Natural Beauty next. Then next I'm going to go in with Wanderer. It's kind of a light brown shade. Blend that out a little bit, all that stuff I put on. I just clean my brushes and I tried a different technique of cleaning them. So if y'all are interested, because I feel like they're a lot softer, if y'all are interested in a video on how I clean my brushes, let me know in the comment section below. Okay, next I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's called Power Player. I'm moving more into like the really cool tone, kind of mauve purple shades. I'm going to get a little bit more of a brown into it. I'm going to go in with a shade right here called Dreamer. It's kind of like a mid-tone kind of brown. And if y'all can't tell, I'm kind of like working it in my outer corner and then putting the excess into my crease. I feel like that's been a good technique for me lately to kind of get the look I'm going for. I always want my eye makeup to turn out like Emily Noel's here on YouTube. I love how she does her eye makeup. She's got it like up in the outer corner and it just looks so beautiful. So it's definitely goals for me. And I'm going to blend that out. And then I'm going to go in my actual outer corner, pretty much just in my outer corner, with a mix of this shade right here called Best Friend and this shade right here called Bombshell. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this is kind of like a lighter purple and this is a really dark purple. I'm going to mix them together and put them on my outer corner. And then I'm just going to blend that all out. Now I'm going to go back in that shade right here called Supermom that we used to set down my lid. I'm going to use that as my brow bone highlight. And then for my lid shade, I'm going to go in with this really pretty like pale pink shade called Caregiver. I think that's going to really brighten up our eyes. Make me look a little more wide awake right now. Okay, and that's all for our eyes right now. So far, I really love this palette. It looks kind of basic, and like if you have a lot of neutral palettes, you might not need it, but I don't have a lot of cool tone palettes, and I definitely don't have any just like pure matte palettes, so I thought it would be something different outside my comfort zone, and I love it a lot. So I think this is going to be a really great like everyday palette. It'll be great for like work or just like I always say, work, running errands, you know, the usual stuff, but just like everyday stuff. Like if you don't want to have to worry about, I don't know what look I want to go for, I feel like this kind of just lays it out for you. It's really simple. You can go, they kind of have it set it up where you can go like lid shade, you know, like by row. You can do looks, or you can go all over the place, whatever you want, but it's pretty simple. The shades they have you can't really mess up with, so that is a really pretty palette. I love that a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to face. I don't really have a face primer, but I did get a sample of one, so I thought I'd try that out. I'm gonna go ahead and go in first though with my Smashbox Primerizer, just a little something hydrating. Okay, and then for my sample, I have this Smashbox Studio Finish Foundation Primer. It's just in like one of these little things. But I thought we could try it out. I don't know if I've ever tried this one out before. I used to use their green one all the time for redness, which is a really great primer, but the problem is it's kind of expensive to keep purchasing. So, but let's give this a try. It might be really good. I'm always on the hunt for something to help with pores, so just got a little bit. I'm gonna kind of massage up my hands, warm it up a little bit, and then put it over my texture and my pores. Next for foundation, I'm going to go in with this Smashbox Studio Skin 15 Hour Hydrating Foundation. And the weird thing about this is even though it says hydrating foundation, it's actually a matte foundation, kind of a dim my matte. So I'm going to do like, let's see, I gotta pump it up because I haven't used it yet. I'm gonna do 3 pumps. And then what I'm going to do, the lady at Ulta, she suggested to mix the primerizer in it a little bit, just to make it extra hydrating. So I'm going to mix that in, and then I'm just going to dot it all over my face. And I'm going to blend that out with my beauty blender. Okay, so I have that blended out. I know on camera it looks like I look super pale, but that's actually what I look like. I don't know why it's pulling up so white on camera, but in the actual mirror it looks like my skin tone. It's got a really nice full coverage look. You can like build it up. It's not full coverage, it's probably about medium coverage, but it's definitely buildable, and using that primerizer if you have dry skin really makes it really hydrating. So I love that a lot. And I don't know about the wear test on it, but I like it a lot. Also for the primer, from what I can see, it fills in my pores pretty well. I don't see it balling up or anything on my skin. Doesn't really cover my texture pretty well, but that's okay. Okay, next let's go with setting powder. I have the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores, and this is the illumination kind. So let's go ahead and use this. I'm gonna go ahead and set it under my eyes first, and then go over my face. Okay, so I had to wipe some of that out from under my eyes because I just realized that I forgot to do concealer. So, but from what I can see, I don't know if it's the primer or if it's actually this, but I do feel like it does help with pores a little bit, surprisingly. I mean, not like dramatic, but it does make it a little bit more flawless looking. I'm not, like I said, I don't know if that's the primer sinking in more or if it's this, but it's definitely a good powder for dry skin. I don't see it looking like cakey or anything like that, so that's a good plus to that. So as I said, I forgot to do concealer, so I'm going to go in with my Naked Skin Concealer, and this one is by Urban Decay, and it's in the shade Fair. It's got kind of like a flat paddle. I do notice, like, when I'm putting it on, like, it glides okay this way, but when you bring it down, I don't feel like it glides very well, but you do get a decent amount on the thing where you don't have to dip back in, so that's nice. And then I'm going to blend that out with my beauty blender. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's really full coverage. I do like that. I will say it's a little difficult to blend out. Like, normally I don't have a problem blending out with a beauty blender, but I was really having to do a lot of work. I do notice a little bit of creasing, which I normally don't even have a problem with. So overall, it's not my favorite concealer, but it's always nice to try something new. But I have like a red patch right here, and I can hardly ever cover it up except for like with Shape Tape or something like that, and I feel like it really covered it up well. I think it did a good job, but like I said, not my favorite, so that's just my opinion on that. So let's go ahead and go in with our eye makeup again. I'm going to go back in with the Tartelette palette. I'm going to start off with the shade Force of Nature. I'm going to do this on my lower lash line. Then I'm going to go in with Natural Beauty. And then I'm going to go in with Best Friend, and then build it up with Bombshell right here. Those colors I used on my outer corner. Okay, next I'm going to go in with mascara. This is the Bonjour Big. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But it's the Lancome mascara, their new one. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out. Open it up. This is what the wand looks like. It doesn't really look like anything special for the wand. It looks like it's a wet formula though. And let's just see. Alright, I'm actually going to curl my lashes first. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm back now. I got my lashes curled. So let's go ahead and try out this mascara and see if it's worth the hype. So I don't know if y'all can see that. It's probably not picking up very good on camera, but that was just one coat, and this mascara is pretty awesome so far. I have to try it out throughout the day, but it's just a first impression, but so far I really love it. Just with one coat, let's go ahead and go in with another coat just to see how it layers and everything. I think it's really pretty. I don't see it crumbling or anything. It is very wet because I noticed a little bit from my lashes got on my lid because it's so wet. It transferred a little bit, but it's really pretty. It's very volumizing. It's not too clumpy. It's kind of clinging together a little bit, but I mean, you kind of want that for volume. I wouldn't say it separates my lashes, but it definitely gives me a lot of volume, so I really like that. I love volumizing mascara. Okay, next let's go into brows. So we have this big box. I'm not going to be able to try everything out because there's like so much stuff, but if y'all didn't see it in one of my previous videos, this is what it looks like. It's really cool. It's by Benefit and it's called their Brow Nanza. It's an extremely great value. It's $59 with a $151 value, and it comes with 5 full-size products. So today, I'm not sure. I've tried the Gimme Brow before, so that's not really new to me. I've tried the High Brow before. That was really good. I think today I want to try out this Brow Zings. I've never tried a brow powder at all. I've used like an eyeshadow for a powder, which is the same thing pretty much, but I thought it would be cool to try this out today. So there's a wax and then there's a powder, and it comes with 2 little brushes and tweezers. I'm not going to tweeze on camera because that'd be painful. But okay, sorry about that. So my camera died on me. That seems to be happening a lot lately. Okay, but as I said, I'm going to go over this Brow Zings. I went ahead and used a spoolie through my brows just to brush them up. And so let's go ahead and go in with, I believe you go in with the wax first. And so I'm going to use the little brush that it comes with. Oh, so this is really cool. So this is the brush it comes with, and then it goes like this. And then it snaps into a 2-way brush. Go ahead and go with that wax first. So far with that wax alone, I really like it. It gives it a really soft and natural look, but it's not like a pomade where it's too pigmented and you can get kind of out of control. So I really love that. So let's go ahead and set it down with the powder. Not really sure how you're supposed to do that, but let's see. So that's what it looks like. I definitely think I'm going to be using this a lot more. I'm really excited about this, and I love this brush because at first when I saw it, I'm like, those 2 little brushes, you're going to lose that so easily. But now that I know that they kind of fold together, that's an awesome way to keep and make sure you have it. Plus it comes with little tweezers too, so that's really cool also. But I love this product a lot. This is definitely going to be part of my everyday routine, so I'm excited about that. Overall, I think this is a really great package to get. Okay, now that we've done all that, let's go ahead and go back to face. For bronzer, as you can see, I definitely need some bronzing. I'm going to be going with the Tarte. This is the Park Avenue Princess, and this is the shimmer bronzer. It's not the matte one. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's got a nice little mirror. So I'm just going to get some of my brush and put it on the normal bronzing places. There we go. Bring a little bit of warmth to my face, so that's good. I really like this bronzer. It's nothing like super special. I mean, not in a bad way, but it's just that, you know, normally bronzers are bronzers. But I will say that the tone of it is good. That's the main thing to look for in a bronzer, to make sure you don't look orange. I definitely don't feel like I look that way. I feel like it looks really nice. Definitely a good one. I didn't go with blush. This one I still haven't even taken out of the box. This is the Laura Geller blush. I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it since I love all of her blushes. But I will say, even though the swatch I did looked really pretty when I was doing the Ulta haul, I feel like it might be a little dark, so I'm kind of scared about that. But it might be good as pale as I look to give a little bit more warmth to the face. So let's go ahead and try that out. This is what it looks like. It's kind of like a coppery pink shade. So let's go into this. It's normally not that powdery. I don't know if it's just this or because I'm using a different blush brush, but we'll see. Okay, so as you can see, this is not that great for me. I kind of look like a clown. It doesn't help with this brush because I've been using a different brush for blush that's a lot better, but it's drying right now because I washed it. But this just looks almost like orange on me, it's not very flattering. Let me see if I can go in, let's go over top of it with the Dallas blush, see if we can fix it. I don't think it fixed it 100%, but it's a little bit better. I would definitely say, like I said before, I love the Laura Geller blushes, but if you have pale skin like I do, this is way too deep. It came up like orange on me, and it's supposed to be a really pretty like pink kind of copper shade, but this would be really pretty for deep skin, but for me, or maybe even medium, but for really fair skin like me, it comes up orange, so not good on the shade for me. Next, let's go with highlighter. This is the Smashbox highlighting palette in collaboration with Casey Holmes. It's the Pearl one. There's a golden kind of one, and then there's this one which is called Pearl, and it has 3 really pretty shades, kind of meant for like pale skin like me. So I'm going to go in, I'm not really sure which brush to use. I have 2 different highlighting brushes, so I'm going to go in with this one first, and I'm going to try and use this like really pale pearly gold shade. Okay, so this brush isn't working very well for it. Let me try and go in with the fan brush, see if this does a better job. Okay, so for me personally, I don't know if it's just because I don't have very deep skin, it's very fair and it's not picking up very well. Normally, I don't have a problem. Between one of those 2 brushes, I can normally get a highlighter to work for me. But this one, there's a slight glow, and you might think that that's a lot of glow, but a lot of that is just because my concealer is a little bit lighter, so it's kind of highlighting itself. But I'm not really a big fan of this, honestly. I feel like it's a little powdery, and it's just coming off that way on the skin. There's a little bit of glow. It's not really my favorite though. Wondering if maybe I use it my finger or some. Yeah, using your finger some helps a lot more, but I'm just not a huge fan of this for some reason. Like, I heard really great reviews on this, but it's not as nice as I thought it was. It's pretty for a natural glow, but if you're wanting for like a really popping highlight, I don't really feel like this does it. That's just my opinion on that though. Okay, let's go ahead and set our face down. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I have tried their setting sprays before, but not the All Nighter. I've only ever tried the Chill makeup setting spray, which is supposed to be like kind of cooler and better for dry skin. So let's go ahead and give this one a try. Okay, so I obviously can't really contest like how long it lasts since it's a first impression, but I will say that I almost feel like this one is more chilling than the Chill makeup setting spray, which is weird. But I'm excited to try this out throughout the day and see if it's like it says, where it's like a really long lasting makeup setting spray. So I really like it so far. Last but not least, I'm going to go in with lips. I'm going to first go on with this Tarteist Lip Paint by Tarte, and it's in the shade Exposed. Okay, so I will say I really love this shade. It's a really pretty like wearable everyday shade, and I only needed like 1 dip. Sometimes you have to dip back in for the top part or the bottom part of your lip, but I was able to get it all in 1 swipe. I really like the applicator on it. I'll show y'all. It's a doe foot, but then it kind of goes flat a little bit, like a little paddle at the end to kind of get the cupid's bow and stuff like that. So it's like I just applied it and it's already not transferring it, so I would definitely say it's quick dry. And I would say even though it's matte, it's very comfortable. Like, I don't really feel like it's on my lips. And of course I just put it on a few seconds ago, so I can't really say throughout the day yet, but I don't feel like it sticks to my lips when I close my lips, and I don't feel like it's overly drying or anything like that. It's a very comfortable liquid lipstick, so I'm excited about that. I'll definitely be picking up some more shades of this if it works out throughout the day. And then lastly, just so we can try another product out, I'm going to go in with this Infallible Lip Paint by L'Oreal, and this one is in the shade Spicy Blush. This is, like I said, kind of a pigmented gloss. So, like I said, I tried that other one because I was really curious about it, but those bolder shades are very hard to keep in your lip line. But this is a more neutral shade, at least it looks like it, so let's give it a shot. Okay, so I feel like this color is actually pretty much a glossier version of the liquid lipstick I just tried on, so that's perfect. So that's kind of what you want, like a matching. I really love the color. It's a lot easier to stay in the lines. I feel like, I don't know if it's just this one or if it's this color, but it's a little bit thicker formula than the bolder one was, so maybe that helps some. But it's really great. Another thing also, I don't like the shade like I said, but when I tried that bolder shade, I did notice, even though like I was drinking and stuff like that and it was coming off on the straw, I still noticed at the end of the day it left a really pretty stain still, and that was after hours and hours of wear. So even though it does come off because it's kind of like a gloss, it still does leave behind color, so I think that's really nice too. So I definitely go with more of the neutral pinky kind of shades. If you want to go with the bold one, it's going to take a little bit more maintenance, but if you're willing to do that, then it's really pretty. It's just not for me. Okay, so that completes my video. I really hope y'all enjoyed this first impressions video. For overall, I think all the products were really great. There was a few misses, but overall I thought it was really great, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Please let me know some products that you've been trying out that you've been liking or even not liking lately. So thank y'all so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.